with what is it called? Sculpey. Or no, we've been, we've been practicing with experimenting with different characters for my for the web comic I'm working on. And I don't know, I've been feeling the need for some inspiration in another medium. So I thought it might be kind of fun if we went through and played with some clay. So I could not find, I usually have a Ziploc bag that I use for this stuff. I couldn't find it, so I've just got a bulk food bag that I can put the clay in once it's open. Just because, especially with being air dry clay, it's gonna dry out pretty quickly. So I'm gonna try to combat that a little bit and see what I can do here. I'm just gonna pull up the chat and then we're gonna get going. I just need to get my computer to cooperate, which for some reason has been a real challenge as of late. Anyway, let's just do it. So I'm gonna open this up, and all of this is just gonna be, just some experimentation, just getting some hands in it, and playing around is the plan. I think I'm actually gonna take my ring off because once I get into clay, I get into some clay. So let's do that. I can just I'll put it in there. Oops, I'll put it in this cup. Okay. I think we'll do that. And then just open this up here. But yeah, I'm pretty excited just like trying to figure out and learn just figure out what I want to do in terms of characters for this. For this. God. This air dry clay really does have, oh, it's all my, that's a, whatever. This air dry clay really does have such a different feel from regular clay. So I think we'll just get all the cat hair off, put that there, and start with that. I'm not sure really how much I'm going to need here, but I think we'll just maybe start with this because we can always add to it and see what we're going to make. But I want to really experiment with some of the character ideas that I have for my webcomic. And I thought clay would be a really fun way to play around with that. So I was thinking about maybe like starting with like a face, maybe. That's kind of where I've been at, and then going with the body. But it's just a different way because I'm illustrating it, but doing it in clay feels like just a really fun way to experiment with different shapes and see where that kind of goes from here. So I'm going to knead this up a little bit. This is the Sculpey Air Dry. So it is very different from regular clay for sure. But I find that if I knead it a little bit, kind of get it warmed up, it acts a little bit closer to regular clay. So I think we'll just try that and see how that goes. Hi, Snowy. How are you? How's it going? I think we'll do that. And that's starting to feel pretty good. And then we'll go with, I'm not sure exactly how I want to approach this. If I want to do, since this is mostly a play session, just to get some ideas for design, I think, I don't know, let's just kind of play with it and get a little warmed up here. But I do feel as though I might just want to make a face for right now. So I've had this like weird dream, right? This recurring dream of these monsters. And I've been wanting to translate that. And you know how like dreams are where like you wake up and you have this idea and it's like rapidly slipping away. So I have these dreams of these monsters and I'm trying desperately to like write it down and get it and not let that memory slip away. It's so crazy how that is. And I know, people talk a lot about how like dreams are it's a lot of it probably has to do with just like mental processing and all that, but I really want to leverage some of the weird dreams that I have into some cool um into some cool art and illustrations. One of the things it has is like this weird one, it's almost like a bug-like creature in my dreams. And it has like this weird body. I don't know if I might have to put a little bit more clay for the face, but it has like these weird I'm just gonna use I don't know where my clay tools are, so I'm just gonna use this is a dip pen handle. It's the Tachikawa T40. Um, but it has these like whiskers, but they're kind of segmented and they're on fire. Like they have do you remember from Samurai Jack? Samurai Jack had what's the bad guy's name? Oh no. Who's the bad guy from Samurai Jack? I'm totally blanking out. Hello, Mick Cracker. Regrets. What's the bad guy from Samurai Jack? Oh, it's totally escaping me. But you know how he has the fire at the top of his eyes? I get that incorporated into the whiskers. So it's like the whiskers have this like fiery element to them. So it's like this bug, but also kind of like dragony a little bit. And so I thought if I played around in clay, because it's kind of faster than illustrating it, that maybe, just maybe, I can capture it and I can actually remember it. Seriously, who's the bad guy in Samurai Jack? I cannot remember what is happening. But it has like this weird, like divoted, almost like it's like a nose, but kind of a beak. And that has, I'll put the eyes here. But it's it's very weird, very segmented eyes here. And I'm not sure, if I just remember that the flames coming off the whiskers are here. I'm just gonna put those divots in so I remember. And that way, I might just, once I have some more ideas, then I can, then I can maybe plastic wrap this so that it doesn't dry out and I can reuse the clay and illustrate it from there. So this was one of the ideas. And then for the body, it was like really like thin here. So maybe I'll actually use, hold on, let me use something else for that. Actually, yeah, we'll just use, use this big Sharpie marker. But the body up here is like really like thin. So I'm gonna just use that just to remember. This is the thin part. And then it really like bulks up out here. So it's like segmented and then it comes out. So if I can remember my dreams enough to get some of the monsters I dream up in the night and put them into clay, I'll probably need to grab some plastic wrap as well. But I think let's just yeah, let's just take this and we'll take this clay out of here. I wish I had I really do wish I could find my pottery tools. That would be the most ideal, really. This face almost is giving a little bit of Jabba the Hutt, a little bit. But yeah, so it's like this, and then it like bulks out quite a bit. Leave that over here for now. And we'll see, because I have all of these ideas. I was thinking about instead of releasing like a full-on web comic, instead maybe doing like mini ones as I kind of go through, because one thing that I really have been into is artists or like people that do create some really cool stuff and illustrations. I just enjoy seeing their early work so much, and so it's kind of cool to see the evolution of it. So I thought, how fun would it be to just maybe do some initial things, and then hi Michael, how are ya? I thought it'd be kind of cool to do some initial um, webcomic things, some like smaller. And then from there, do the expansive idea that I have in my head, and see how that goes. But I think this is going to need to upturn a little bit. We're going to need kind of antennas. Let's see. I'm going to do this. And then they're not, in my dream, they were kind of like these like whisker things where it's kind of like a little bit of flame coming off of them. It's the same in the, what do you call it? Antennae. So, oh gosh, you guys, why can't I think of it? Who's the bad guy from Samurai Jack, you guys? I'm serious. I can't figure it out. It's just not coming to my stupid pea brain. I cannot think of it. So they're kind of like this. They're longer though. They're way, way longer. And I just, in my dream, they're kind of thin but sturdy looking. So I think we'll just kind of get the basic idea. I might need to actually roll this out a little bit more and do that. And let's see here. So yeah, they're like super long and fiery. And I kind of want them like bent, kind of like that. And then make the other one. I think we're gonna make this one maybe shorter and coming down a little bit farther, perhaps. Okay, and then maybe we should grab, I'm kind of feeling like maybe grabbing a piece of paper and putting flames behind, but I'm not really sure yet. But this is one of them. And the other one that I was looking at, or the other one in my dream that I can remember. Oh, we gotta get it before we lose it. Do I have, yeah, we'll leave this here. That's fine. I am gonna, I think I said this out loud. I am gonna plastic wrap them. Although I think the antenna makes it look, well, I don't know. I feel like it makes it look too friendly. I feel like we need, I mean, part of me just maybe does want to let this air dry and then take some acrylic paint and paint in some of the flames and more of the evil the evil parts of it. But the body was this, and then we would need to do a separate one for the side view because the body in my dream was very like long and it just segmented quite a bit, and it had a lot of like knives and like nails and just claws, really brutal looking. So we need to just throw them, but this one, I think this will help re-jog my memory pretty easily, so I can get that illustrated at least. I don't know why I think my laptop needs an update or something. So that was one. And then it had a sidekick. It had, it's like a snake, but it had a mohawk of almost like, oops, I just bumped the camera, sorry. It had like almost like a mohawk of razors. Almost like a, what am I thinking of? Not ninja stars, almost like saw blades. It's kind of like saw blades. So the mohawk was side blades. The mohawk was saw blades. There it is. And it was quite scary looking. And the illustrations I want to make are going to be probably a bit of nightmare fuel, I think, probably. I've also been looking at a lot of Ito, like Uzumaki, and I just got, what is it, Mimi's Tales of Horror, I think, is that what it's called? But his illustrations are incredible. Love them. Quite a bit. Okay. And I think maybe we'll just make, I'm trying to remember what the face was like with the snake. But maybe we'll just actually do, I think we'll actually do maybe the head first. I'll have it formed up, and then, but I kind of want to get the body done. And I think I'm going to do it flat, just like this one, instead of doing it more 3D, maybe. I'm not sure. Because if I do it flat, then it'll be a little bit faster so I can get it illustrated. I don't know. What do you guys think? Hey, Kay, how you doing? Oh, you feel better? Oh, good. Oh, yeah, you had a headache, didn't you, last night? Yesterday? Okay, there's that. And then I think I'm gonna let this maybe firm up a little bit because it's pretty soft. Oops, which is fine. But we're just gonna plop that there. And I think we will maybe just rip off some for the body yaddy. Sometimes I like to roll them in my hands to warm them up and then go on the table. I just feel like that tends to work for me pretty well, especially with the air dry, because this is the Sculpey air dry clay, you know, and it is very different to me from regular clay. There's a lot more resistance. It feels a little more gummy, if that makes sense. If you've used it before, maybe that makes sense to you. Hi, El Chicana, how are you? How are you? Okay. We'll do segments, but it was smaller. So let's see. There were smaller segments like this. And then I'm going to do ones here as well to kind of bring that down a little bit. Yeah. It's so weird because the Sculpey, the air dry, it's like it's soft, but there's a lot more resistance, which is like kind of, it's very weird sensation to me. Just coming from the world of regular clay. Okay, so he had segments here, but then he had these like what did I say? Kind of like saw blades. I'm not sure how I quite want to make that with this, but we might just rip some of these off for right now because they're already pretty jaggedy. And I might just leave, I'm just going to put placeholders for them so I remember. And with Sculpey, I don't think you use slip or I think it's called slip, right? When you attach pieces in pottery, regular pottery. We'll just leave those there for now, and then we'll go with that. Oh wait, it is coming up now. Oh, nice. I had accidentally glued something to this table and it wasn't coming up. Hold on, I need a moment to do something very satisfying, which is get this stupid glue or paper. I don't even know. Can't remember what I did exactly. It's been here for a while. Let me sweep this out of the way. Hold on. So it doesn't get in the clay. I'm just going to toss this over here into the trash can so we can continue. Okay. One really nice thing about doing loose stuff like this is, ooh, Kay, if you're still here, who is the bad guy from Samurai Jack? For some reason, I cannot think of it. With this one, there was like, in my dream, on the whiskers and on the antenna of this guy, it's like those little bit of flames. That little bit of flames. Damn it. I can't think of it. You can't think of it either? Okay. That's okay. I thought maybe you might know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're just gonna start here with these as a placeholder, and then we'll get a little more detailed with it. Sorry. Aku! It's Aku! Ah! Man, that took way too long to remember. Aku is the bad guy from Samurai Jack with the flames on the eyes. Oh, man. That almost killed me, you guys. That almost took me out. Um almost did it. It's looking a little Job of the Hutt like, and I think it's partly because of the eyes. So we might just we'll do that. We'll kind of mark those out a little bit better. Because Job of the Hutt was not what I was thinking. Okay, so this is a general idea. There were saw blades on the top. It was segmented. And the head had, what else did it have? You guys, have you done this before? Like used monsters in your dreams and just like made a rough clay example and then illustrated it afterwards? Have you ever done that? This is honestly my first time. I haven't actually done this. It's something I've been thinking about. Ooh, I kind of like the top of this cap because it's got this. I wonder if it'll make like, let's just see what kind of indentation it makes. Like if it makes like a creepy eye or not. Ooh. Maybe its whole head can be the eyeball. What do we think? What do we think about that? I kind of like it. Oh, there's a little bit Tremors. Is it Tremors when like just like the head is just one big mouth, basically? I'm not quite. We're gonna earmark that because that's kind of a fun idea. So let's set that aside and make another one. Let's make another head. Maybe make a fish. Oh yeah, have I dreamt about fishes lately? I don't think I have. But today, Kay, we're I had some dreams of some monsters, and I thought it might be kind of fun to make them in clay, so it'd be a little bit easier, so I could remember them easier because it comes out of my head so quickly. That if I did them in clay, then I would have like just a rough example to re-jog my memory and illustrate it. And I thought then I could use some of these examples to make the illustration to use in my webcomic that I'm starting to work on. So that's kind of the tea. That's where we're at right now, is attempting to make my dreams/nightmares into illustrations for my webcomic. And if anybody else has done that, comment below. I want to hear about it because I haven't seen anybody really talk about that yet. But that's the tea we're working on now. So this is this is good enough for my reference. But there's gonna be a lot of flames, a lot of is a good jumping point for me, actually. And then for this guy, the head is where I'm starting to, that memory is starting to fade. And I think the head, okay, let's go over this again. Okay, so this is the body. It was segmented. It had like saw blades, mohawk for the back spine. And the tail was spiky as well, with more saw blades at the very tip, like a collection of them. So maybe we'll just try to remember that while I'm hopefully remember the head. If not, the eyeball head is really speaking to me. Okay, so why don't we use the bits that we used as the antenna? And I was gonna use the antenna for this. I'm not worried about antenna. That's something that I can kind of collaborate with myself on later. I can kind of use my imagination on when I go to illustrate. But I think if I had like not hair, but it had, I guess you could almost say this was, oops, these are not sticking very well. You could almost say that it almost had like this antenna feel. And then at the end of these, it had more razor blades, razor blade type, or saw blade type. So this is just a memory placeholder here. And, you know, it's funny. I used to be like, I remember when I was younger, I would sometimes be like scared of my dreams. But now they're like the biggest source of inspiration for art. I don't know if that's crazy or not. It's like making lemonade, right? But I used to really scare myself sometimes, like just, you know, just some of the nightmares you have, you know. But, you know, just kind of work with what you got, you know. I used to have a lot of dreams about fire when I was little. Okay, do this, and then we'll do this. And we'll just make like another, ooh, I actually know what, it might be kind of cool if these like little antenna things were segmented as well. That's not from my dream, but that's something that I'm kind of thinking about in general. Can everybody hear me okay? I've got the door open and I think there's some activity going on outside that might be picking up on the mic. Or picking up on the thing. Okay, there's that. And then I kind of like how, we'll see. I like doing this loose tearing actually, because there's a lot of cool shapes within them. So even though I'm not making the actual saw blade looking spikes, instead it's coming up with these like more organic shapes, and then I can draw from that, or I can pull from that and maybe incorporate some of this into the illustration itself maybe. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I'm kind of thinking. And doing this with the clay is actually, this is quite nice. Okay, let's do this. Fold that over and make another one. And make some monsters, huh? Does anybody else have like recurring like dreams or nightmares at all? That you've, or even just like places? Like I talked about this in the live the other day about, there's this city that I've built in my dreams and I keep adding to it. I keep adding places and neighborhoods to it. And it's not all scary. Like there's like one or two spots that have like these creatures. But for the most part, it's like, but it's been that way. I've probably been having this dream for, God, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you how long I've been dreaming of this city. Probably since I was a teenager. And I just keep adding to it. But it's kind of fun to like keep returning to those places, you know? Do that. All right. So that's kind of what it looks like, but I want like way more than that. This might be just a good placeholder. We'll see. I'm still trying to remember the face. I'm trying to remember the head shape. So the head shape might be, I'm not sure, you guys. I'm just not sure. Okay, we'll do this. Take that off. We'll do like, should we do like an extra? Yeah, I should start varying the lengths of them, and then that way, just kind of give it that, yeah. And then figure out how I'm going to attach them here, because I feel like almost like a squid. Just that's what I'm currently thinking. I'm just going to rip this off again. I'll just, actually, no, I like that point. I like that point. Let's go this way. Okay, cool. Let's, I think we're starting to get out of frame here. Let me just quickly adjust some stuff. I So I cannot get over how fun this eyeball is. I don't know why. Just using that pen cap. That was really funny. Okay. There's that. And it did have like little arms and legs. They were almost like they were useless though, because they were so small. So that might be, I think I'm just gonna talk about that so that I remember it. But instead of actually making like super tiny, well, I don't know. I guess we could. We're here. Let's just see how it looks when we do it. I'm getting all sorts of ideas just by doing this. So I'm just gonna take this, and then it was like, let's use actually I've got this little paintbrush. Let's use that. I gotta say, using tools that were not necessarily meant for this purpose is kind of fun, kind of freeing. All right, there's that. Yeah, I think I need something. I think I'll just bend it so that I remember. I don't know, you guys, I really like that eyeball head. We'll see. Isn't the creative process just a wonderful thing? And you know what's funny, you guys? I was thinking about, because I kind of would like to use, like it would be kind of nice to do some digital art, just because it is like easier to like manipulate things or change it, like in Procreate. But honestly, I can't get there. It's like I can't replicate this sense of fun with digital. It, to me, like getting my hands in it and really like experiencing the monsters that I want to make in the real world. I can't quite get to the place where I feel like digital's really going to be for me. I'm not entirely sure yet. But you know what? There's time. There's room for everything. Okay. So we've got our saw blade. Actually, should we? I can't decide if I want to put one more up here, but that's a decision for another day, I think. Eyeball head. I cannot remember what the face was in my dream now. I've completely forgotten. I was trying to get it back, and I can't. I cannot. So I think I'm gonna move this out of the way for. Oops, whatever. Move that out of the way for now. I'm gonna put. I really like this little guy, actually. This one's gonna be a fun one to experiment with and illustrate. I could. I'm gonna put these. I think I said this already. I'm gonna put these in plastic bags so that they stay wet, so that I can either reuse the clay or I can go further with this. Oh, do you like it, Kay? It's kind of fun, huh? We're just out here making sculptures of my dreams. So this is literally what was in my dream last night, pretty much. General idea. And then I'll illustrate that later. Okay, there was a third one, and it wasn't a fish, but it was kind of like a squid, but with feathers. Is that weird? If it is, that's totally fine. I don't care. But I think what I want to do then is make it, we'll go a little smaller scale with it, but I think what we'll do is we'll kind of make that kind of light bulby-ish head. Again, I don't remember the attributes of the face, but we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about that. I think what we'll do instead is we will make, oh, Edgar, no, honey, you can't come in here. No, 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 no. No, 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 go outside. Go outside, it's nice out. Let's see, let's make, I kind of like this. No, oh, down you go, down you go. She almost wrecked my monster. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? The nerve. The nerve of some people coming in here, trying to wreck. Just kidding. I love her so much. She's the best ever. I feel like sometimes I talk trash. But honestly, I just love her so much. Okay. And okay, there she is. Edgar in all her glory. Come to wreck the chat. Okay, so it was kind of like tentacles, but it had some feather stuff involved. How are we gonna do that? I'm not entirely sure. Do you hear her yelling out there? She went outside, now she's yelling. I think there's some birds out. Why don't we just make not really like tentacles, not really wings, just strange segments. Oh gosh, now there's like cat hair. God damn it. It's fine. This is all whatever. It doesn't matter. And then let's bring this in a little bit. And I'm not worried about how many or anything. This head needs to be smaller in comparison. So let's just, ugh. Okay. Let's just take this. How did I do this before? Yeah. I'm just gonna make this, think of it like a light bulb. Oh my gosh, she just got hair everywhere. Oh, my cat. Okay. Let's make this, this light bulb shape again and create this last monster. Kind of like that. Yeah, that's about the shape that it had in my dream. So I think that'll be good. I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, and then it was like, I'm not really happy with this shape. I'm just trying to get the general gist of it before all the dreams leave my head. Okay, so it's kind of like, that's not pointed enough. Actually, here, let's just use this. I like this, like, not quite feather, but kind of. It was almost like in between, I'm not sure how to explain it. It's like in between a feather and a scale. Like it was kind of bofa. So if we do that, and then that way I'll remember this general texture. This is actually pretty close. So if you ever need like a weird texture, just use the corner of a paint tube. Because that's actually pretty good. Here, I'll show you up close. This is the texture it's giving. Can you see? Corner of the paint tube. That's kind of nice, huh? So we'll do that. We'll just decapitate this guy for a second so I can get in here and make, just gonna make some of these. And it was actually quite a bit varying thickness. Like the uniformity, you guys know how dreams are. The uniformity was not here. Like, so it was very rough, very not uniform, very nonsensical. Yeah. It's actually pretty good. Pretty good. We'll go on this side too and just make it kind of like cross over a little bit. It was a lot longer than this, but I'm just making a mental note or a verbal note because I can always rewatch this live and so I remember all the things. That's one of the benefits actually of uh, of talking about this is I can actually watch the replay if I need to, and then I'll remember um, anything that I might forget a little bit later. Do that, and then just do that. Okay, so I need to remember that these are going to be longer and they're going to come out to more of a point. And the head, what did the head have? Let's take this again. Just kind of attach it this way and then bring that texture up a little higher. And then leave a perimeter. Just gonna leave a perimeter here for eyes and such. And the eyes and such are the part that I cannot remember. But I have done some other monster sketches, so I might be able to just, I'll probably just pull some ideas from that and just see where that takes us. And then that way I can do those illustrations from there. So I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way so you guys can see the whole thing. Oh gosh. And I put lotion on my hands. You guys, it is the end of February. My skin is wrecked. And then I go put my hands in clay. So it's going to dry them out even more, but that's okay. Right, there's that. And then what was the other thing? Appreciate your patience because I'm just trying to remember my dreams from last night. It is, what was the other detail? Come on, brain. Oh, I might have to just, I might have just to just move on. I remember this being pretty smooth, although I do like my thumb had actually, my thumbnail had gotten in here, and I kind of like the idea of maybe some gills, but jagged, like deadly, like inflict pain, kind of gills. I probably should have put a nightmare warning on this live, but what do you do? Okay. Then the belly of this one, I wonder if I can, no, that's not gonna do anything. More cat hair. Let's see, the belly of this thing. What else do I have for, what else can I use for like texture in my basket here? Oh, there's my blending stump. I was looking for this yesterday, you guys. Okay, well, I found it. It was like just deep in this bowl over here. Wasn't that yesterday? I think it was yesterday when I was looking for the blending stump when we were doodling around with things. Where's my, actually, I have a palette knife somewhere that would actually be really good, I think. Oh, here it is. I found it. Oh gosh, what did I say? What did I just say the bottom was? The bottom was, did I actually say out loud what the bottom, the belly of it was? I want to say it was, well, it's just, I'm going to see if I can re-jog my memory just by making some lines in here. Yeah, I think it was a little more plated, almost like dragony on the bottom, but it wasn't a dragon. It was like, it had this like snake quality to it, but it was like it was just like a mishmash of different real and imaginary animals. It had like this like reptilian kind of vibe, but also like a bit of a dragon kind of vibe. But then it also had this tail. I know this channel is pretty new, but I'm so stoked that like almost 300 of you have subbed up, and how cool is that? It's just kind of like nice to hang out with people who like to, you know, who like to just mess around, you know, and play around with things. It's been very fun. So thanks, guys. And a lot of you are repeat hangout folks. Okay, so I think that'll kind of rejog my. I just put like a bunch of different lines here at the bottom, and I kind of like, again, just coming with it with the dream theme, the nightmare theme. I kind of like that they aren't. This is really kind of fragile, but just put like some just almost like hash marks in here. Because I also kind of like the idea, like in my dream, it was a little bit, like it seemed intentional, like that was like part of the, like that was part of the animal, like that was part of the creature. But but now that I've put them down, I kind of like the idea of that just being like old wounds, like battle wounds or something. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. But I think we'll do that. And then coming back, I kind of want to come back to this guy. Oops. Wow. That just kind of fell apart, didn't it? That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Put that over there. But with this guy, the Jabba look of this guy is kind of is not what I was thinking. It's not quite what my dream was, but I think it's going to look different once we do have once I do have some more ideas to where I'm going to go with it. Because the body in my dream was like this, is like it came in, not really like a neck though. It was like almost like a swivel. So I'm thinking I need to remember, actually we'll just take this leg that fell off. I need to remember that this is swivelly, like, almost like the head wasn't attached, like it was like the head was like a ball bearing or something. so so I kind of want to remember that this is almost like a marble sitting into and swiveling on the base of a, almost like a reptile exoskeleton kind of a vibe of body. That's kind of how it felt in my dream. So it felt like part mechanical and part creature, part like living creature. Dreams are crazy, you guys. Dreams are crazy. So I need to remember that those are very different in that capacity, but I'm kind of feeling like I want to actually rip off some of this for now and just kind of see, just kind of see if I want to, I kind of like the idea of the head being blown up in proportion, like just larger in proportion to the body here, and putting some stuff down here. Just kind of see, just kind of round that out and just have a look-sees on that. We've got yeah, I've got about 10 minutes left, so I can Hi Esther, how are you? Remember that this is separate. All of my sod blade tails are falling off. Okay, and then for the tail on this one, because everybody had some sort of like tail or like, you know, end point to them. And I'm trying to, oh, I need to drink water. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to remember how the 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 end, the bootay, the tail end of this one was. And pretty stoked that my dreams stayed with me for this long though while we while we put all these together. Let's see. It's just really it is actually quite blurry in my head, but I might sorry. It's just I took a sip of water. If that was really loud, I'm sorry. Okay, when I can't remember things, it's best if I just start moving clay around. So why don't we just I think I'll maybe just start over here, and I will almost have like a peekaboo of the end of it, and just start just making clay shapes and just see where we land with it all. I still have this piece over here actually left over. So I want to say it did not come to a point like a regular, like our typical tail ideas. And I don't think it was split, but I think it was, let's see, let's just see. Just using this ripping, this clay ripping to just see where we're at here. Kind of like the idea of razor, but that was already kind of part of the dream on this one. And this was not similar. So maybe instead of that, we'll go, how about this? What do we try? Because I really like the texture that it makes when it's breaking apart. Here. So if we take this breaking apart texture, and maybe we'll just layer them in almost like exoskeleton plates. And then maybe we'll just see how that shape comes together and see what kind of imagination comes from that. Because my favorite thing about doing little exercises like this is kind of getting like one idea. What do you guys see? What do you guys think about this? Because we have an exoskeleton kind of just, but it feels a little pedestrian. I'm kind of thinking stacking them, almost like stacking them in far more like barely attached, haphazard ways. Like this, sort of. Ooh, it kind of reminds me of what's that cactus? That cactus that grows. Like, what if it's like that, but ultimately we get creepier with it. Prickly pear? Is that what I'm thinking of? The other thing is, you gotta go. All right, Kay, have a good night. We're wrapping it up anyway, buddy. I'll see you next time. Take care, huh? I'm glad you're feeling better. What if we did like almost like a tail, but like it like connects in a loop, and something strange and magical is happening with this gap here. You also stay chaotically curious, buddy. I'll see you soon. Yeah. That might be an interesting idea. I feel like I might have seen something like that in like a D&D book maybe. Like I'm not sure. I don't know. I did get a new one from the library that has like some really fun art in it. So I might like take a peek through that and just see. The library has been coming in with a lot of my experiments and wanting to learn about different types of art as well. Okay, cool. Well, you guys, I think that's about as much as I remember from my dream currently. So I think we'll pick this back up tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Is tomorrow Saturday? I think we'll do, yeah, I think I'll see you again around this time tomorrow. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. Stay chaotically curious, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.